Hello, welcome to today's video. We are on page 174 of the Keyboard Musicianship Book 1. Okay, so we're talking more about the triplet rhythm. Here we have two pieces, When the Little Children Sleep by Carl Reinecke is the first one, number 2. Lento, which means to play it slowly. Now this is going to be helpful because we do have to maintain the legato articulation in the top voice. Let's go ahead and play through it once, and then we'll talk about how to prepare it. Ready? 1, 2. Okay, so as you can see, there is going to be some spider work, which is the way I explain moving your fingers around in order to maintain the legato articulation. So let's go ahead and work our way up, starting with the left hand. It's going to be there in G position. We start on the first full measure, C, 2, G, C, non-legato 2, rest. Now we have the pickup rhythm as a pickup, but then it features the same rhythm on the first beat of measure number 3. So don't let that throw you off, please. Okay, it's a little offset right there. Next measure, number 3, C, 2, rest, G, 2, 3. So make sure that you have those dotted out notes with non-legato, excuse me, 2, 1, 2, rest, 1, 2. So it's kind of a little deceptively difficult. It seems pretty simple, but the rhythms kind of change around a bit. It's not going to be the same way each time. It changes. So be prepared for some random differences in the rhythm. Okay. So next is going to be to play the harmony there in the right hand. So it says to prepare your fingers 1 and 2 for the harmony. And so we have on the first full measure 1, 2. Now you can lift because the bottom notes are harmony. It's just the melody that'll be legato. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, rest. Just C by itself. 2, rest. 1, 2, 3. So you will have to prepare 1 to come up to that one. Notice there is a quarter rest to help you do that. And then we have this B by itself. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, when we prepare this, it's perfectly fine to use the 1 for both C and B. It's perfectly fine. But then we have to jump up to this F, rest, and then these two notes right here. So please review with the given fingerings those harmony notes. Then, of course, the last one is the melody. There are a lot of fingerings given, which are very helpful. Let's just review the melody, make sure that we are playing the legato articulation correctly. 1, 2. To rest. And of course, the fingering would be the same because the notes are the same here. So notice there that I did a finger substitution. Now you can just do that if you want, but I think it's a little easier to maybe bring it closer, just like this. So finger substitution to 3, but remember, eventually you will let it go to play that C by itself, and then repeated legato, coming down here, repeated legato, to make sure that you don't add a rest there because it's a half note. this one here is interesting because you're going to have to switch just like that. We have a 1-5 finger substitution in order to maintain the repeated legato there. So when we do that, 3, 4, 5, 1, switch, and then repeated legato. Okay. Now when we put it all together, make sure that you have the fingering correct before putting it together. Here we go. 1, 2. We'll rest. So interesting little tune there. Now for Rig a Jig Jig, notice that this one here has triplets as 3 separate notes, 3 individual eighth triplets, and then we have quarter eighth triplets also. So it's like you're tying the first 2 and you have the single one by itself, okay? So let's go ahead and listen to this one, Rig a Jig Jig. Notice that we do have some fingerings. Let's try to play it as best as we can. Here we go. 1, 2. Okay, there you have it. So let's go ahead now and do it one voice at a time, starting with the left hand first. Of course, very simple. Non-legato notes. Pretty simple. So it's going to be... And then... That's going to be that. Next, harmony in the right hand, non-legato, not very difficult. 1, rest, 1, rest, 1, 2. Now, that's a mistake. Excuse me. Let's do that. 1, rest, 1. Excuse me. That's going to be 2. 1, rest, 1, rest, 1, rest. And then, of course, I played this one here on 1 there because we have a 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, and. Okay, so now let's go ahead with the melody. We do have some repeated legatos, but just try your best since you do have to hold that G at the same time. Okay. And make sure you leave it in that hand position in order to reach the E flat. Moving it now for both hands together. Carefully practice the hands separately, which will be the voices. Then let's put them together. Ready? 1, 2. And there you have it. Okay, so one more chance here. I kind of made a little mistake. Make sure that when you play with the right hand, just before the last 2 measures, and then with both hands together, just like that. All right, so let's practice that, and we will see you at next lesson.